before, after. You can actually get some of that mildew off the paint if you use some Barkeeper's Friend. I also tried a little bit here on top and it's looking pretty good. I'm liking what it's doing. Maybe needs a little bit more polishing, but definitely coming along. Back window is still going to take a lot more scrubbing, but I can at least see through it now. Okay, who wants me to do the racing stripes of grime? Or should I polish those up clean too? Okay guys, here's a little bit of before and after. About an hour and a half of scrubbing on this, and then I finally got it to where I got all the rust out of the paint. Looking a lot better. What do you guys think? Okay guys, the boats are in. Try to make the paint look as good as I can, even though, you know, it looks like crap. There's nothing I can do to make it look any worse. So I'm going to continue to use the Barkeeper's Friend, and I'm going to load up my pad, my coarse ground pad, because that's the only thing that'll take this crap off. And, hey, we're going to grind this crap. A little better in that area. A lot better than it looked. Let's clean some of this crap off of here. Yeah, you guys are saying, yeah, you're grinding through the paint. Well, yeah, that's because the grime is through the paint too. So, not much I can do to help that. But, it does look better without all that grime in the hood, even if it's faded through or the paint is polished through. The paint is no longer there. Still looks better than that. Problem with the polisher though is that it gets all over everything else. But anywho, there you have it. That's what it's going to look like. Now this hood is white. For some reason, when they repainted it, they painted it white instead of the gray of the original color. Don't know who did it, but at least it's clean, not filled like it was. Alright, one last racing stripe to get done. Let me move to the other side. And we'll polish up this last area. Now we got to do this little spot here too. Wow, that really tears up that pad, doesn't it? Going over all this rough crap. But there you have it. The hood's now relatively clean. So let's just wash it off. Alright guys, there you have it. Even though the Barkeeper's Friend eats through the paint, it also eats through the mold and mildew that's in the paint. So it at least looks halfway decent now. Instead of being just pure filth, it is now just semi-filthy. Well, hello everyone. So today we're going to take a look back and see what we've already accomplished on this truck as the finale to Season 2. Let's take a look and see what we've done. Well, when I first bought this truck from my neighbor, it was his grandpa's. And when he passed away, his grandma didn't drive stick, so it just sat behind the shed. And then when his dad inherited it, when his grandma died, he wasn't able to get it running because it had been sitting so long. And so then it just sat behind his shed. And I think we went through and figured out that it was sitting for 39 years at this point. And so the first step with this truck was just to turn it over, make sure I could rotate it. Then I went in, changed oil, changed the spark plugs, cleaned the carburetor, rebuilt the carburetor a few times. Then went in, reset the gap on the points, replaced the cap, rotor, plug wires, then tried to get the thing to run, and it was running really sloppy. So then when I was doing timing, found out that the timing chain was really sloppy. So then I had to replace the timing chain and the water pump. And while I was doing that, then I found, well, the starter gave out because all the cranking and trying to get it running. Well, then I finally got that working. Oh, I did have to replace that spring and a couple hoses here also. But once I was able to get it running, once I got the timing chain, adjusted the gap on the lifters, everything started to run fairly well. It still stumbles quite a bit with this accelerator pump because you notice it still doesn't want to go down like it should. So I still need to figure out how to get that. Maybe I need to replace that spring because it just doesn't want to accelerate. So that'll probably be one of the things I need to look into this year. But for now, let's go back to what I did. Let's see, then I replaced the master cylinder, because it was completely empty. Went around, replaced all the brakes because they were worthless. You know, they were all gummed up and not working very well. And got all that working. So that kind of got me to, well, and I had to put a battery in it. So did that. What else did I do under the hood while I'm underneath here? I replaced the, or I put in windshield washer fluid reservoir. I replaced the alternator. Had the radiator cleaned and sealed up. Replaced the cap. Spent some time, at first, that's right, I did spend quite a bit of time cleaning the windshield and the other glass on this truck. Cleaned out inside of this cowl. There was 28 wasp nests underneath there. Well, I got that cleaned out. Then what did I do? I started working on electrical issues, and I started finding, there was stuff not quite working right. And when I started tearing it apart and took the wiring out of the dash, I found that the wiring harness was melted. So I had to repair that. I went in and got a new heater core and replaced that. Cleaned that whole heater box up and got that working. Put in a cigarette lighter because there was a hole in the dash. I might as well get that working so I can at least run power. Let's see, what else did I do on this thing? Well, I took the headliner out when I was repairing the wiring. And I did get all of the light fixtures working. So all the lighting now works on this truck, even the stuff that melted the wiring harness. Then, let's see, I replaced the shocks, I replaced the U-joints. Put in a couple seals on the rear end. Replaced the brakes up on the front also. And got the box put in. And that, I really like the way that wood turned out. I don't know, what do you guys think? But then that was a big chunk of it. Then I also replaced the tail lights with some tail lights from a, just a trailer tail lights, because this never had reverse lights on it and there's no switch for it. Spent a little bit of time straightening out some of these dents a little bit, but there's still more work to be done there. And then I started cleaning the paint. So you can see things have gotten a little bit better, but that's kind of where I'm sitting at right now after 2 years of playing around with this truck. I replaced the headlights too. So there's quite a bit of stuff that I've done over the last 2 years. But just a little bit every week, come out and play around a little bit, and eventually it'll get there. But really hoping to maybe spend some time this year and getting this cleaned up a little bit more, and it'll be a little bit better next year. If you guys are wondering what I've done, go back and check through the previous videos and the playlist. I did create a playlist for this truck so you can see everything I've done to it, or nearly everything I've done to it. When I first got this truck, I didn't record it. My wife decided that she was, hey, maybe you need a project and you should put it on YouTube. So I thought, okay, I'll play around with that and see what I can do. So I spent a little bit of time working on that, and I've been improving, hopefully I've been improving things a little bit as I've been going. But it has been fun doing this for the last 2 years, and looking to have more fun this next year. Okay guys, if you're wondering how to see all my previous videos, if you go on the computer at least, you can come in here under videos and you can see everything that I've previously recorded, all the way back to the beginning when I didn't know anything. But I have a lot of videos on here, so go back and watch through some of those. Also, if you just want to watch the ones about the D100, I have a playlist here, and if you can just set that going and watch it all the way through if you really want to. I think I have probably close to 100 hours of videos just on what I've done to this truck. And if you're really curious about how to get to my videos, you can come into YouTube and do a search for Rogers D100, and here is my main channel. And if you really want to be nice, you can come in here and hit subscribe. And while you're watching the videos, if you really find something you like,
simple hearing hack anyone can use to improve their hearing almost.
Go ahead and come in here and like it. That'll help me out a lot. Thanks. Bye.